Moments away and tip-off here at the Xfinity Center. It's Maryland and Cal University of Pennsylvania in Game 1 of the preseason for the Terps. Hi, welcome on Big Ten Plus. Oliver Shack, Brian Melanson to my right as we get off to a hot start. Foul called on the floor. It'll be on Alicia Harris for Cal U. And Brian, just to give the fans some perspective, last year Maryland eliminated in the Elite Eight versus South Carolina, looking to get back to the national championship standard set here in College Park.
Yeah, it's going to be a big different season with two of their best players going in the WNBA draft last year in Diamond Miller and Abby Myers, but should be a good other season here for the Terps.
Nice pass in, missed shot from Lavender Briggs, rebound Cal U. And for Cal U, they also a very successful Division II program in their own right. 7th conference championship won last year and their 8th consecutive NCAA tournament appearance at the Division II level. Jump shot misses way left. Rebound Cheyenne Sellers bringing it up the court. Fast break for the Terps. Sellers right at the free throw line. Pass into Brown Turner and it's in. Jakia Brown Turner gets her Maryland career started. The graduate student transfer from North Carolina State.
She's going to be a big player to watch out for now on the Miller Award watch list for the best small forward in women's basketball.
She's so good for NC State. 1,000 career points as a part of the Wolfpack. Now Cal U trying to respond. Nina Shaw with the ball.
Brown Turner, first team All-ACC last year. As an AP honorable mention in 2021.
In the corner, shot clock down to 4. Shot put up, misses by Kamaya Williams. Sellers with her second rebound, passes up court to Masona. She lays it up and misses, but a rebound from Briggs puts it up. Misses again. So Cal U catching a break there. Maryland can't convert on the fast break. Nina Shaw in possession again for the Vulcans. Cal U was 21-11 last year, 14-8 in conference, as we mentioned, conference champions last season. Going baseline is Jordan Smith, now passes back out to Shaw. 6 seconds left on the shot clock. Cal U using all the time. Shaw with a shot and it's in. Nina Shaw with the three-point shot and Cal U takes the lead.
Nice little step back there from the freshman, Pennsylvania native Saxonburg.
Now Sellers with the ball, had a fantastic sophomore year last year. Passes to Briggs, Briggs drives, puts it up, misses, but a foul call, blocking foul on Cal U.
The one thing you and I talked pregame, the difference between these two teams is in the height. Maryland, a very tall team. University of California, Pennsylvania, not so much. So it should be an interesting one to see how these work go down in the blocks.
And Sellers, we just mentioned, the 6'2" guard, just to talk about Maryland's size, a junior. Last season, 14 points a game. She was all Big Ten first team as voted by the media. Briggs' first shot from the line. Up and in for Lavender Briggs. Second-year transfer, came from Florida, and last year had 7 points a game, 4.2 rebounds, and just over assists in 35 games. Second shot from the charity stripe, up and in.
She was first on the team in free throw percentage last year, just a hair under 80%. She's close to automatic there from the charity stripe.
Maya Williams guarded by Briggs. Gets it back to Nina Shaw at the top of the key. She's guarded by Sellers. Back to Williams. Deanna Williams in possession, passes in to Alicia Harris. Shaw, another three. It's good. Nina Shaw, hot start to this game, her second three of the game.
And that wasn't an easy three either. That was right over Faith Masonis.
Sellers drives, foul called on the floor. It'll be on Nina Shaw, the guard, with 2 threes so far for the Vulcans. And an early substitution here for Maryland, Bree McDaniel and Emma Chardon coming into the game for Faith Masonis and Brene Alexander. And it'll be interesting, Brian, a preseason game, both teams trying to get everyone reps, so expecting to see a lot of substitutions at any point of the game.
Yeah, definitely kind of a tune-up match for both of these teams. One of just 2 exhibition games Maryland will play before their regular season gets started.
Sellers puts it up, rebound McDaniel, back to Briggs, back to McDaniel. McDaniel goes with the right and is fouled on the floor. Bree McDaniel just came into the game, sophomore from Chicago, Illinois. Played 34 games last year, didn't have a huge role with the squad, expecting to see that she has a bigger role with this year's team for head coach Brenda Fries in year number 22 at the helm for Maryland. Inbound pass to Chardon to McDaniel, baseline shot, up and in. Bree McDaniel right on cue.
And you talked about it. This team is different, but also not that different from last year. 7 new players for Coach Brenda Fries here. A lot of spots to fill after their Elite Eight run last year.
Brenda Fries, the most successful coach in Terps history. Kamaya Williams goes baseline. Passes out to Iana Williams, back at the top of the key for Shaw, but for Coach Freeze, two-time AP Coach of the Year. Won a national championship back in 2006 for the Terps. At the shot clock, once again, running low, turnover forced, recovered by Brown Turner for Maryland. Maryland pushing the pace. Out to McDaniel in the corner, and she travels, so it'll be a turnover on the Terps. Getting back to Coach Freeze, though, Brian, I mean, she's done everything you could wish for as a coach for Maryland. 731 seasons. We mentioned the national championship, 14 conference titles in her time here in College Park.
And when you look at the win percentage, you compare to some of the greats, even those outside of women's basketball, higher win percentage than Coach K, Bill Belichick, Steven Jackson.
Unbelievable. Alicia Young coming into the game for Kamaya Williams for the Vulcans. 6-6 game, 6 minutes, 19 seconds left in quarter number 1. Foul called on the floor. Bree McDaniel guilty of the foul, her first of the game. And for Maryland last year offensively, they were just such a juggernaut. A part of that was because they had 2 WNBA selections in Diamond Miller and Abby Myers, both selected in the top 10. Such good talent.
Yeah, you mentioned Maryland's offense, top 5 in the Big Ten in three-point percentage, 3 points made, free throws, which they led the conference.
Nina Shaw turns it over for Cal U. So a bit of sloppy play from both sides. Low scoring affair so far. Maryland, 79 points a game last year. That was 11th in the nation. As Sellers has the ball guarded by Nina Shaw. You see the size advantage there. Passes in to Brown Turner, puts it up with the left, and it goes in. Jakia Brown Turner with the left-handed hook gives Maryland the lead.
And I think when you have this kind of exhibition, a little sloppy play early is to be expected. These two haven't really faced any real competition since their seasons ended last year, so trying to get the rust off early here.
Pass out to Nina Shaw, goes with the left, passes into the paint, good pass, but a block from Cheyenne Sellers. Getting active on the defensive side, passes out to Chardon, into the corner for McDaniel, puts up a 3. She's fouled, she'll go to the line for 3 free throws. Great fast break play so far from Maryland in this one.
And just looking at that last block from Sellers, there's a reason why she was all Big Ten defensive team last year, was second on this team in blocks, third in steals. She's quite the force on both ends of the court, and will probably look to step into that #1 scoring role with the departure of Diamond Miller.
So Bree McDaniel at the line now for Maryland. And for Maryland, newest substitution, the crown jewel, if you will, of their recruiting class in 2023, Riley Nelson comes in. McDaniel's first free throw in, but Riley Nelson, freshman from Clarksburg, Maryland, 5-star recruit, was a McDonald's All-American. And perhaps the most impressive thing, she was a 2-time Maryland Gatorade Player of the Year.
Yeah, number 18 overall recruit, according to ESPN. Averaged a double-double as a senior for the Bullis School Bulldogs. 16 points, 10 rebounds, was a Team USA finalist.
McDaniel knocked down her first 2 free throw attempts. Free throw attempt number 3. Up and in. Maryland 5 for 5 from the charity stripe to start this one.
Maryland now on a 6-0 run over just a minute and a half.
Up 11-6, 5.5 minutes just under that left here in the first quarter. Bermudez pass in. Up and in. Yes, it is for Alicia Young. Nice pass from Bermudez, the transfer from Clarion University. Now McDaniel with the ball baseline. Tries to pass it in to Brown Turner. Knocked away by Jordan Smith. And for Cal U, a very successful program, as we mentioned, 7 conference titles, 8th consecutive NCAA tournament appearance last year, 19th in program history. They're led by head coach Jess Strom, who is the winningest coach in Cal U history. Pass in to Brene Alexander, puts it up and in from the block. Yeah. Brene Alexander gets on the board.
And I think when you talk about a D1 school playing a D2 school in basketball, you don't necessarily think of how that team has performed in its own right in Division II, a very good team here in the Vulcans.
They won the national title at the Division II level in 2015, looking to repeat some of that success here in the 2023-2024 season. Nina Shaw, top of the key, guarded by Sellers. 13-8 game, shot clock now at 6 seconds. In the hands of Young. Passes into Harris, she puts it up. Air ball goes out of bounds. It'll be Terps ball.
And despite that miss, like you said, the Vulcans trying to find some success here. They're holding their own against the number 4.
We come back out of the timeout break. Just over 4.5 minutes left here in quarter number 1 between Maryland and Cal U of Pennsylvania. Maryland on top 13-8 over the Vulcans.
Maryland's made 3 of its last 3 field goal attempts. Looking to pull away here.
For the Terps, Emily Fisher coming into the game. It's Brown Turner, another shot attempt, just misses. Brown Turner getting very active on the offensive end. Foul called again on Nina Shaw. That foul on the floor Cal U already at 5 team fouls so far. So Nelson will go to the line, the sensational freshman for Maryland.
At the line for Maryland.
As a team last year, Maryland 78.6% free throw percentage, #1 in the Big Ten, 12th in the nation. The Terps very good at taking advantage of the mistakes of the opposition. As Nelson's first free throw attempt is up and in.
Well, you know what they said, you can't necessarily win games at the charity stripe, but you can definitely lose them if you don't make your free throws.
Absolutely. Nelson, attempt #2. Rims in and out. Chardon looking for the rebound. Loose ball. Grabbed by Bermudez of Cal U in the hands of Nina Shaw now. Shaw with 6 points, as we mentioned, had 2 early threes in this first quarter. She does have 2 fouls, something to watch for Cal U. Shaw goes with the left, passes it in to Harris. Loose ball in the hands of Brown Turner. Terps on the fast break again. Another loose ball, but back in the hands of the Terps. Out to Nelson, baseline. Back to Turner. Puts up a shot. Misses, rebound, Cal. Bermuda is active on the boards for the Vulcans. So now Emma Chardon guarding Nina Shaw, another 6'2" forward for Maryland. Just so much size, as we mentioned, for the Terrapins. Alicia Young tries to put up a shot. Good defense from Brene Alexander, but Shaw puts up a 3. That one misses way up top of the backboard. Rebound Terps. Nelson, fast break. Puts it up, but is fouled on the shot. She'll go back to the free throw line. That time, Sierra Bermudez on the foul.
That was Shaw's first miss of the contest, and she really seems to like that top of the arc 3-point shot. 2 for 3 now, as Maryland's up by 6.
Maryland 4 of 10 from the field. Cal 3 of 8. As Cheyenne Sellers comes back in for Jakia Brown Turner. Nelson back at the line for Maryland. And for Coach Brenda Fries, you got to think it's been a while since they won a national championship back in 2006. She's hungry for another one. Without a doubt, the best coach in Maryland history. Just such a competitive fire every time she coaches. I feel like every time we watch her, she's screaming or bringing that intensity.
Yeah, she brings the passion in everything she does. I've had the pleasure of being in some of the press conferences after those games, and just the passion she has for her team and her players and just the game overall. It's very impressive.
Nelson nails both shots from the free throw line. Career record 619 wins, 176 losses for Coach Fries for a win percentage of .779. Is that good, Brian?
It's number 9 all time.
It's pretty good.
Pretty good.
Cal trying to respond, down 16-8. Just over 3 minutes left in the first quarter. Deja Terrell puts up a 3 and misses. Rebound Maryland. Riley Nelson bringing it up court. Pass out to Brene Alexander, and she misses the 3 just short. Bermuda's another rebound for Cal U. And Deja Terrell, who just took the 3 for Cal U, she's someone that they're expecting a lot out of. Only played 2 games last year because of a knee injury, but the year before averaged 18 and 9 for the Vulcans as it's up and in. Nice shot for Cal U, now 16-10.
Mentioned Deja Terrell was the PSAC West Athlete of the Year just 2 years ago.
Alexander with the ball for the Terps. Back to Nelson, now in the hands of Sellers, guarded by Bermudez. Pass out to Emma Chardon. Loses the ball for a quick set, gets it back, now to Sellers. 7 seconds left on the shot clock. Nelson met up at the top. Nice block from Alicia Young. As Chardon tries to get on the board, but Alicia Young rejects it. And just like that, Alicia Young will get a quick breather. Talia Gilliard coming in for Cal.
Was mainly a reserve last year, just 10 games.
Nice spin move from Alexander, puts it up, rims in and out. A lot of those layups that seem like easy points rimming out for Maryland.
And I was going to say earlier on, it didn't really reflect it in the stat sheet, but Maryland was a little, let's just call it inaccurate from close underneath the basket.
Now 4 of 12 from the field, 4 of 13, a 31% field goal percentage for the Terps. In the hands of Deja Terrell, guarded by Emily Fisher, shot up, goes out of bounds. Another air ball for Cal U, their second of the game, as Faith Masonis and Lavender Briggs come back in for Maryland.
We're seeing a lot of substitutions. I would say not more than a possession or 2 has gone by before we've seen a sub come in, everyone trying to get involved, trying to get minutes early before the season kicks off.
And that's the beauty of the preseason, right? You want to give everyone that experience, especially for Coach Fries, the young freshman as Sellers. Drives with the right, pass out to Briggs, puts up the jumper from mid-range, rattles in for Lavender Briggs. And Briggs, such an interesting story. Second-year transfer from Florida. She was all SEC team in her sophomore year with the Gators, as that one rims in and out for Shaw. Masonis brings it out. She had a career-high 41 points that year for the Gators. She's someone that can get hot real quick when it comes to shooting the basketball.
Yeah, reached 1,000 career points versus Notre Dame last year. Had a couple big threes in the win over number 16 Ohio State. 12 points in the Sweet 16 win over number 10 Notre Dame again once they faced back in the NCAA tournament.
Just over a minute left here in quarter number 1 between the Terrapins and Cal U of Pennsylvania. 18-10 lead for the Terrapins. Deja Terrell top of the key, guarded by Sellers. Pass out now to Kamaya Williams. Loose ball picked up by Emily Fisher. Another turnover forced by the Terps. Briggs up top, goes up and in, and the foul. Lavender Briggs with the and one, and a chance for a three-point play from Maryland.
That was great execution by the Terps from coast to coast. The steal by Fisher, the freshman, pass up ahead, and what a great finish.
So Lavender Briggs with a chance to make it a three-point play. 4 turnovers forced for Maryland so far in quarter number 1. Last year, a great defensive team, great turnover margin, plus 6.06, second in the Big Ten. So Maryland, a smart team as well, as Briggs converts. Maryland now 9 of 10 from the free throw line, 90% in quarter number 1. Pass out to Kamaya Williams, now to Bermudez, who's a sniper from 3, back out to Williams. Bermudez last year was sensational from the three-point line. She had 12 threes in one game last year for Clarion University. She's a first-year transfer. 12 threes, the most by any Division II basketball player. Sellers goes up with the right, just misses again. Rebound Lavender Briggs, out to Masonis. Masonis drives with the right, in the paint. Pass out to Sellers for 3, wide open. Misses wide, Dumbuya with the rebound. First action for the freshman. Pass off to Masonis, and it's in. Great work on the offensive boards for the Terrapins as this first quarter winds down. Just 8 seconds left, 23-10 lead for Maryland.
First points from the graduate Masonis. People weren't sure whether or not she was going to take her 5th year and come back. Ended up back in College Park. I'm sure Coach Freeze is very happy about that.
Angel Henry with the travel, the freshman for Cal U. So just 4.5 seconds left here in quarter number 1. Terps with a 13-point lead, 23-10. Sellers will bring it up. Last chance for the Terps here in the first quarter. Puts it up with the right and is fouled on the shot. So she'll go to the free throw line. Cheyenne Sellers very aggressive here in quarter number 1. She had double-digit scoring performances in 28 of 35 games last year for Maryland. Now in a bigger role for this Terrapin team. Ideally, she's the number 1 option. Last year, Diamond Miller, obviously the number 1 option. She averaged just under 20 points a game, but Sellers so skilled on both sides of the floor, and she's now at the line.
Yeah, expecting her to take a big jump here in year 3 for the Terps as that one clangs off the right side of the rim.
Only the second miss from the charity stripe in this first quarter for Maryland, 9 of 11. Sellers converts on free throw number 2. Just over a second left. Pass into Bermudez. Will put up the half-court heave. And it just misses. Just misses for Bermudez. So after quarter number 1, Maryland on top 20. About to commence. Inbounds pass to Angel Henry in quarter number 1. Both teams shooting under 40%. A defensive battle. Maryland's defense only allowing 10 points. Very impressive from the Terps.
Yeah, and we were talking about it at the break. Cheyenne Sellers 0 for 3 in the field goal department. Missed a three-point shot.
And here are the Terps on the fast break to Masonis. Loose ball. Backing down with the left. Puts it up. And it's short rebound. Dumbuya. And she's fouled. No, it'll actually be an offensive foul, on Maryland. Also in that first quarter, Sellers, as you said, 0 for 3. Lavender Briggs, though, however, 7 points in quarter number 1. The Terps also forced 5 turnovers in quarter number 1. So an impressive defensive performance. Looking for Sellers to get her first basket of the game, but Maryland playing well as a team.
Yeah, we talked about, this is the reason why there is a preseason, to kind of get some of the kinks out.
It's Kamaya Williams puts it up with the right, and it's out of bounds. It'll be Terrapin ball. First time in the game for Maryland is Summer Bostic, 6'1" guard, originally from Canada. Actually practiced with the team last year. She's a redshirt freshman. Practiced with the team, never got playing time last year, but was with the team throughout that March Madness run. That has to be such an invaluable experience for Bostic.
Yeah, she was part of that Elite 8 squad, like you mentioned. Averaged 27 points, 11 rebounds, 4 steals, and 3 assists.
Briggs with the left, puts it up, and in. Lavender Briggs continues her hot start to this game. Maryland now on top 26-10. For Cal U, 4 of 15 from the field. It was 2 early three-pointers from Nina Shaw. They haven't really done much since. Loose ball. Turnover forced by Bree McDaniel. That ferocious defense for Maryland continues. Their 6th turnover forced of the day.
And we've talked so much about the offense earlier. I mean, look about the defense from last year. 4th in the Big Ten in blocks, 2nd in steals.
Another thing we talked about is the size disadvantage for Cal U. Hawan Dumbuya for Maryland, number 20, 6'7". As the three is put up by Bostic, misses far right, rebound Bermudez, but Dumbuya out of the Bronx, 6'7", such an enforcing presence for Maryland. Only a freshman, so much potential for number 20.
And they tried to give her some looks in the paint early, didn't able to convert as we just saw the foul a few possessions ago, but they've been trying to get her going early.
14 seconds left on the shot clock here in quarter number 2. McDaniel. Great defense. Bermudez at the corner for 3. Misses wide. Rebound Briggs. And for Cal U, they haven't even got to the free throw line yet. Look for the Vulcans to be a little bit more aggressive on offense. Baseline jumper for Bostic misses. She's 0 for 2 now. Loose ball out of bounds. It'll remain Maryland possession as Emma Chardon and Riley Nelson coming in off the bench for the Terps. Dumbuya and Bostic coming out. And for Cal U, it'll be Alicia Young coming in along with Jordan Smith. 16-point lead for Maryland. Both teams shooting under 40%. Maryland 35%. Cal just 25% from the field. Passing to Chardon, puts it up. No foul called. Gets her own rebound and puts it in, but it's missed. It almost went in, was about 90% of the way down. Another layup missed by Maryland. You got to figure that's probably 5 or 6 layups missed so far for the Terps.
Terps now 8 of 25 from the field for 32%.
Another foul called on the Terps. Believe it's on Bree McDaniel with the foul. It'll be her 2nd foul of the contest. As Cal U now have it baseline. 7:52 left here in quarter number 2. Pass in, nice pass, up and in. Alicia Harris with the right hand. First points of the quarter for the Vulcans. Sellers been running the point a lot for Maryland so far in this game. Again, if you can have a 6'2" point guard, that's such a huge advantage. Passes it into Briggs, loose ball, great defense from Cal. And they forced the turnover.
We talked about
defense from the Vulcans.
We talked about how Sellers is probably going to be the #1 option going into this season. Good to see her running the point early.
So the Vulcans force the turnover, perhaps some momentum in the direction of Cal U of Pennsylvania. Angel Henry with the ball at the top of the key, guarded by Sellers. Nice move from Henry, going with the right, puts it up. It's short, rebound McDaniel. And a bad pass from Bree McDaniel, looking for Riley Nelson. Another turnover for Maryland here in quarter number 2. Henry passes out to Gilliard. Gilliard to Harris, Harris back to Henry. Crowd getting loud here in the Xfinity Center. Up and in, Alicia Harris, her 2nd bucket of quarter number 2.
You mentioned the crowd getting into it. Good to see some Terps fans, Terps faithful out here supporting their team today, even though it is just an exhibition.
What a move baseline from Bree McDaniel. Nice crossover and the finish for number 24. Terps on top, 28-14. In the hands of Gilliard, loses it for a second, guarded by the freshman Riley Nelson. Goes with the right, back to Harris. Harris, 2 buckets already in quarter number 2, passes it out. Jordan Smith misses the 3. Rebound, Alicia Young. Spin move, up with the right, misses. Another rebound, rejected by Lavender Briggs. Cal not able to capitalize on those offensive rebounds. Great defensive play from Lavender Briggs, however, as Sellers drives with the left, puts it up with the right, and it's bouncing for days, but falls. Cheyenne Sellers, her first field goal converted from the field. Maryland reaches the 30-point mark. As you mentioned, though, 9 of 26 now from the field is Maryland. Such a potent offense last year, off to a rough start so far. Shot put up by Jordan Smith, misses long. McDaniel with the rebound, loose ball now. As she's fouled by Alicia Harris, it'll be Terps ball. And Brene Alexander coming in back into the game for Maryland.
Vulcans now over their last 4 on field goal attempts. And you talked about a little bit of a sloppy play from Maryland. If you're head coach Brenda Freeze, I don't think you're going to put too much stock into it. We've mentioned it several times, just a preseason match. But if you do have as high expectations as you have in previous years, looking for that national championship run again, definitely going to be something to work on in practice.
Pass into Chardon at the free throw line. Pass back out to Briggs. Briggs going with her left. Jump shot from mid-range. Rims in and out. Rebound Nelson. And she's fouled on the putback. Will go to the line. Maryland, the game plan is very evident, trying to go to the paint early and often in this game. 16 points in the paint so far, and you have to remind yourself also they have 10 free throws. So they're really trying to attack the paint. That's why they've gotten so many free throw attempts.
Lost 2 of their best outside shooters last year in Diamond Miller and Abby Myers. Going into the paint might be their new favorite option, especially when you have the height that they do.
Riley Nelson converts on the first free throw attempt. Again, a 5-star recruit, 18th ranked player, according to ESPN, in the entire nation. Converts 2 of 2 from the line. Maryland now 12 of 14 from the charity stripe. Terps on top by 18. Young puts up the layup, misses, rebound Nelson. Terps on the fast break. McDaniel now at the ball. She loses it. Loose ball, baseline. Bermudez with the ball. Turnover forced by the Vulcans. Another turnover in this quarter for Maryland. Jordan Smith with the ball in her hand, passes back out to Henry. Henry at the top of the key, guarded by Riley Nelson. Bermudez puts up a 3. Misses, rebound Alexander. Cal now 6 of 24 from the field. 25% from three-point range. 6 of 25 actually after that three-point attempt. And it's out of bounds again for Maryland. So in this second quarter, you can see Maryland trying to play more aggressive, but also playing a little more sloppy as those unforced turnovers starting to add up for the Terps. But nonetheless, just under 5 minutes left here in quarter. No leads them in scoring with 6 points. She made 2 early three-point shots from the top of the key for the Vulcans, has not made a shot since. And for Cal, they actually have not made a three-pointer since. So both teams with some slumps from out wide so far here in the first half. So we're back to the action. 4:56 left here in quarter number 2. The Terps up 32-14. Maryland, number 14 in the AP preseason poll. As they're looking to get going here in their first preseason game, getting ready for the regular season. We mentioned that tough out-of-conference schedule, and then it doesn't get any easier with the in-conference schedule, as we mentioned as well. 10 seconds here on the shot clock. Henry, baseline pass to Kamaya Williams, puts it up with the left, misses short. Rebound Terrapins Nelson, another rebound to her name. Brings it up the middle of the court. Pass, nice vision from Riley Nelson. The pass to Jakia Brown-Turner. Puts it up and in. Maryland now up 20.
I think it'll be interesting to see what kind of role Riley Nelson takes in with her first year of the program.
Bermudez passes out wide, and then right on cue, Riley Nelson with the steal. Terps on the fast break again to Brown-Turner. Back-to-back plays, back-to-back buckets for Maryland. And Brown-Turner, as we mentioned, the NC State transfer, looks to have a ginormous role on this team. The veteran experience, obviously, being a grad student, as there's a loose ball now. Nelson almost with the steal. Smith with the ball for Cal U. And it's backcourt, or timeout, excuse me, for the Vulcans. Coach Strom wants to talk it over with her squad. Maryland, ferocious, as we mentioned, on the defensive end. Cheyenne Sellers. 36-14 in favor of the Terrapins. Henry goes with the right, passes off to Bermudez. Out wide. Sellers, such a good defender, not letting Henry get any vision at all. And a shot clock violation. Cheyenne Sellers with the lockdown D, and Brenda Fries loves what she's seeing out of her leader.
Yeah, Brenda Fries was hyped up on that sideline, as we saw. Still talking with Sellers over there as the inbound comes in. The chemistry between those two is incredible.
The relationship that Fries has had with all of her players in her career at Maryland, nothing but great things that we've heard in her tenure here with the Terps. Alexander with the ball, pass in to Fisher, blocked by Young. Nice play defensively from the Vulcans.
Fisher tried to get fancy, tried to do a little 360 layup there, unable to get it.
So Fisher unsuccessful on the attempt. The Vulcans trying to get something going, but Alexander with the steal. Terps on the fast break again. It's Brown-Turner, bounce pass to Sellers, back to Alexander, puts it up. Just off the target. Nelson with the rebound, just off the target again. And I feel like a broken record, but these layup attempts are putbacks just missing for Maryland repeatedly.
And it's been a lot of great defense and great passing that leads to these easy opportunities, but the Terps just unable to convert consistently.
Nelson so active on the defensive side. We see she tipped that pass right there, but still in the hands of Cal U. Jordan Smith, pass inside, knocked away from Riley Nelson. It'll remain Vulcan possession. Kamaya Williams was who Smith was looking for there on that pass into the paint. And that's the other thing with Riley Nelson. She's 6'2". This team, as we mentioned, just so much size advantage. You have to figure that's going to help them so much throughout the season. It's going to be hard to take advantage of this Maryland team down low in the paint with so much size.
Yeah, just 3 players sitting below 6 feet tall for the Terps. height, an incredible asset.
As Terrell converts there. Nice shot from Deja Terrell. Renee Alexander trying to draw the charge. But the Vulcans convert 18-point game now. 20-point game now, 36-16. In quarter number 2, just over 2 minutes left in the first half. Nelson driving with the right. Puts it up and puts it in. The freshman converts. Riley Nelson has been active on both ends of the floor. She has looked so good so far in this preseason matchup.
Now has 7 points, third most on the team so far today.
Nina Shaw guarded by Sellers. We've seen this matchup a lot so far in the first half. Passes out to Terrell, puts it up for 3, it's short. Rebound Sellers, brings it up the middle of the court. Fast break opportunity for the Terps. Sellers, no look pass to Nelson. Houdini, but the shot's missed by Nelson. Such a beautiful pass from Sellers, another easy shot missed by Maryland. So remains a 22-point game, just over 90 seconds left here in quarter number 1. Shaw trying to get something going for the Vulcans. Pass to Williams. Williams drives with the right, puts up the floater, it misses. Offensive rebound for Terrell, puts it up, and it rattles in. And a timeout on the floor. The Vulcans get the bucket as we have 1 minute, 22 seconds left here in the first half. Brian, we've said it over and over.
Myers was the sniper from beyond the arc last season. Now obviously she's in the NBA. Diamond Miller was a big contributor from the three-point arc.
Faith Masson is back in the game for the Terps. Haven't heard her name too much so far. Pass cross court to Bostic, and she's fouled. Summer Bostic, couldn't tell if she was trying to pass it back out or put it up for a bucket. See what the call is on the floor. It is a push. And it will be 2 free throws for Summer Bostic, the freshman. She enrolled in Maryland in January of 2023. As we mentioned, she actually practiced with the team last year who made the Elite Eight run and played for Canada in the FIBA Under-16 Women's America Championship as well before entering College Park.
Averaged 8, 4, and 2 for the U16 team. 27 points, 11 rebounds in high school as a senior.
So Bostic, first free throw attempt of the game, misses long. And what's even crazier about Bostic, she turned 18 years old on October 12th. She was 17 years old on that Elite 18. Can you imagine that experience as a 17-year-old? I mean, she makes free throw number 2.
Just being able to hang around the team and try to make those connections early on, even before you start your academic career. Must have been huge. Must have been an unforgettable experience for her.
Absolutely. I can't even imagine. Just under a minute left here now in the first half. Maryland up by 21. Sellers on Nina Shaw. Shaw can't find anything. Passes out to Bermudez. Drives with the left baseline. Puts it up with the right. And misses. Dumbuya with the rebound. Again, at 6'7", it seems like all those rebounds are going to be hers no matter what. Passes to Sellers. Sellers into Chardon, but she loses it. Gathered by Deja Terrell. Now 36 seconds left here in the first half. Maryland on top, 39-18. And a 10-second violation for Cal U. They couldn't bring the ball up past half court in time, so
you don't see that too often.
A very rare turnover you see in college basketball, men's or women's, but nonetheless, Maryland gets the ball now. Just over 28 seconds left in the first half. You assume they hold for the last shot. On top by 21 points, Cheyenne Sellers with the ball.
Vulcans now just 2 of their last 12.
Only 8 field goals converted for the Vulcans in half number 1. Sellers, crossover, goes with the left, pass to Chardon. She puts it up, air ball's long. Rebound to Sonis, but loses it out of bounds. It'll be Cal U ball. Missed the opportunity there for Maryland as Chardon airballed the mid-range jumper on the baseline. Now 7.5 seconds left in the first half. Last chance for the Vulcans here in the first half. Shaw with the ball, puts up a 3. Rattles in and out, the putback, rattles in and out as well.
Shaw's shot looked good there.
Looks real good.
Talked about the 10 turnovers forced, 2 blocks apiece. One from Cheyenne Sellers and Lavender Briggs are actually right in front of us, about to inbound to get things started. They each have a block, and so we've seen a lot of defensive prowess on the low block for the Terps.
As we mentioned, Lavender Briggs, 9 points in that first half to lead Maryland, and she inbounds it to Cheyenne Sellers. And Sellers had a bit of a rough start in that first half. That first quarter didn't make any shots, but got to go in a bit in the second quarter.
Are you afraid to say that when she's right in front of us?
I was a little nervous. I was trying to do it politely. Jakia Brown-Turner with the ball, going with her left, out to Masonis, puts up the shot, it's short, rebound Briggs, misses long, another rebound, this time Brene Alexander. Back out to Jakia Brown-Turner, drives to the paint with her right, puts up the mid-range, it misses. Another rebound from Maryland, Masonis that time. Maryland been very active on the offensive boards throughout the game. Sellers now driving, fouled on the layup, and looks to go to the free throw line. Cheyenne Sellers for Maryland. What was that, 4 offensive rebounds?
They have, was something like that. They have 13 on the game compared to Cal Pennsylvania's 4.
So Cheyenne Sellers, 2 free throw shots coming up for her. Maryland 13 of 16 from the line in the first half, 81%. We mentioned they were very good at shooting free throws last year as Sellers hits the first attempt.
First in the Big Ten in free throw percentage and first in offensive rebounds, 2 categories you'd love to be leading in.
Sellers lines up free throw number 2, and it's in. 2 of 2 from the line for Cheyenne Sellers. And for Maryland, 20 points in the paint. When you factor in that they've had 14 points from the free throw line, only 7 points from outside the paint. If there was a weakness in that first half for Maryland, it was their offense beyond the block. Full court pass to the corner. Jordan Smith airballs a 3. Rebound Alexander, out to Briggs on the fast break. Briggs passes it out to Sellers, goes baseline, up, and another miss. Another easy layup miss for Maryland. You mentioned it before we tipped off half number 2. That seems to be happening a lot today for Maryland.
Yeah, Sellers now just 1 for 5 from the field, 0 for 1 from beyond the arc. Does have 3 field goals, 4 rebounds, and a block to her name, but on the offensive end, not much from the expected number 1 option going into the season for the Terps.
Masonis passes it in to Sellers, uses the size advantage and puts it in. She's fouled, an and 1 opportunity for Cheyenne Sellers right on cue for number 0. And a chance to convert on the 3-point play. She definitely heard me. She definitely heard me.
She might have heard me the way she responded just after I said that.
This will be her Sellers flu game in the second half. Maryland on top, 25-point lead, 43-18, 8.5 minutes left in quarter number 3. Sellers back at the line. Smooth like butter, and it's in. Her 3rd free throw here in the 3rd quarter. So now Maryland on top, 44-18. Nina Shaw in possession, full court press from Maryland. Forced out of bounds, it'll remain Cal ball, and you'd love to see that from Brenda Fries. The score really doesn't matter in this situation. Normally a 26-point game, you're not full court pressing, but you got to work on that here in the preseason.
Yeah, we mentioned early on in the beginning of the broadcast, just kind of trying to work out some of these errors, trying to work out the rush, trying to get the players back in the system that they know, haven't played in over 200 days, but they're excited to be back in College Park.
Alicia Harris up with the right. Rebound, Iana Williams puts it up and puts it in. Iana Williams gets the Vulcans on the board here in the second half. Full court pass to Briggs. She's called for the travel. It was a good idea from Sellers, but the travel called, and a turnover for the Terps.
And after the whistle, Brown-Turner did make a 3. It would have been the Terps' first of the contest.
Nina Shaw bringing it up once again. Cal 9 of 37 from the field, 24% field goal percentage in this game. Harris, bounce pass into the lane. Put up by Kamaya Williams, misses. Rebound, Iana Williams. Back out to Nina Shaw. Guarded by Cheyenne Sellers. Williams to Smith in the corner, brings it back out. 11 seconds on the shot clock. Shaw resets for the Vulcans. Sellers playing great defense, now picked up by Brene Alexander. Shaw with the right, puts up the mid-range. Misses. Rebound Brown-Turner. She looks up top for Sellers. And another turnover for Maryland. Maryland trying to take advantage of those fast break opportunities, but unsuccessful in back-to-back possessions. So back in the hands of Cal U of Pennsylvania. 14 seconds on the shot clock. Just over 7 minutes left in quarter number 3. Nina Shaw now guarded by Jakia Brown-Turner. Shaw with the left. Iana Williams now pulls it from mid-range. It's up. And it rattles out. The rebound for Briggs. She points to the court, maybe a bit slippery down low on the block, but back to Sellers now on the offensive end.
Both sides having some offensive struggles now as of late, obviously. The Vulcans just reached 20 points, but also having some troubles in the percentage
department. And Briggs gets it done, the first 3 of the game from Maryland. Much needed for the Terps. Briggs continuing her fantastic game up to this point for the Terps. Now 12 points for number 3. Maya Williams with the ball, guarded by Sellers. Cross-court pass to Jordan Smith. She drives baseline with the left. Back out to Harris at the free throw line. 7 seconds left on the shot clock. Good defense from Masonis on Harris. Harris gets her own rebound and puts it in. So a nice recovery from Alicia Harris. Maryland pushing the pace. Alexander! Smooth like butter from Brene Alexander. Back-to-back threes for the Terps.
So now after going 0 for 4 in the three-point department, that's back-to-back makes from the Terps.
Now a 28-point lead here, midway through quarter number 3. Shaw, pass inside to Smith, puts it up but fouled by Brene Alexander. She'll go to the line. Alexander didn't get there just in time. So
Alexander asking for a travel there to the official.
And right after Maryland hits their first 2 3-pointers of the game, the first free throw attempts for Cal U in this one, coming up with Jordan Smith at the line, the senior from Manassas, Virginia, one of 2 returning starters from last year's squad. Started in all 32 games for the Vulcans last year. First free throw for Cal. Up and in.
One of the very few non-Pennsylvania natives on the roster.
You got to figure a small Division II school probably trying to recruit from within. We've seen that with Maryland across all sports, trying to recruit from within the Maryland, specifically the DMV as that one rattles out, and then expanding from there. Sellers with possession, passes out to Bree McDaniel, who checks in for the first time in the second half. What a move, McDaniel puts it up with the left. Bree McDaniel with the nice layup and finish. Now a 29-point lead for the Terps. McDaniel, we mentioned earlier, had a small role on last year's squad. You would assume she has a bigger one this year. As a shot for Williams misses, rebound Nelson, the freshman. Back to Sellers. Sellers to McDaniel. The 3 misses, rebound. Up and in, Emma Chardon on the boards. Maryland firing on all cylinders to start the second half. Now Iana Williams puts it up, guarded by McDaniels. And Bree McDaniel with the foul.
So the Terps unable to go 3 for 3 on 3 3-point attempts. But they're able to score on 3 straight possessions to extend their lead.
Back to the action here. Maryland women's basketball on top, 54-23. And in this second half, it really just seems like their offense is firing, and they seemed to be coming out a bit, no rhythm in that first half, and picking it up here in quarter number 3.
Yeah, especially from outside.
Iana Williams, first free throw, up and in.
Finally hit their first couple threes of the game, have been a little better on in the jump shot category.
Williams' free throw number 2 is up, and it rattles in. And in this third quarter, Maryland outscoring Cal 15-7, but those 2 3-pointers, a great sign for Coach Freeze and this Maryland squad. As Sellers with the ball, passes out to McDaniel, drives with the left, back out, it's Fisher, loses her footing, back to McDaniel, jump shot, rattles in and out, rebound the Vulcans, but a foul called over the back on Emma Chardon. Got a little too aggressive on that rebound try. It'll be Vulcan ball.
Good attempt there from McDaniel, just a little long on that one. Still one of the things that this team still has to look forward to sharpening up a little bit. Which is
foul called again on McDaniel. And she has been very active defensively, but she's also had a lot of fouls called on her up to this point. That'll be her 3rd foul of the game, and especially in a preseason game, that's a lot.
Yeah, 3 of Maryland's 7 fouls so far from McDaniel. She has the majority.
So now the Vulcans trying to get something going here. Pass out to Nina Shaw, the screen. Nothing there. Somehow gets in the hands of Harris, but she misses the putback layup. Foul and 1. Alicia Harris gets her own rebound and puts it in. She'll get a chance at a 3-point play. Nice job, Alicia Harris. And on the board so far, a nice job there from Cal getting their offensive rebound. But up to this point, Maryland out-rebounding Cal 40-23.
Yeah, I'm looking at the offensive rebounds. Maryland's 14, double what Cal has with 7. We talked about how good of a rebounding team this Maryland squad has been last year, and looking forward to doing it again this year.
So Sellers now at the ball. 54-28 is your score. Quarter number 3. Maryland on top. Full court heave to Nelson. Stays in bounds. Nelson loses possession. Knocked out of bounds by Cal. It'll remain Terps ball. What's interesting, last year, Maryland allowed 38.3 rebounds a game. That was second most in the Big Ten. So to see them come out, be such an aggressive rebounding team, although it's preseason, very impressive. Sellers with the left. Pass out to Nelson from the corner. Nails it. Nice shot from Riley Nelson, mid-range, at the corner of the paint. Nelson's having a great game so far.
Just her second basket, but she has 9 points thanks to her 5 makes from the free throw line. She's going to be a very exciting freshman to watch for this Maryland squad.
Seller gets the rebound after the Williams miss. Passes to McDaniel, the easy right-handed layup up and in. McDaniel with the bucket. Maryland now up by 30. Shaw tries to pass it in. Alicia Harris trying to back down. Fisher puts it up with the right, misses, rebound McDaniel, back to Sellers. Sellers up court to Chardon. And a travel call. Expected a foul to be called there, but Maryland won't get the call they want. It'll be Vulcan ball. Talia Gilliard coming in along with Deja Terrell for Alicia Harris and Alicia Young. So 3:23 left here in quarter number 3. Maryland on top by 30. Again, the first of 2 preseason games for the Terrapins. And Brenda Freeze just trying to see what they got going into the regular season. Terrell with the ball, top of the key, passes back to Shaw. Shaw guarded by Nelson, thought about the 3. She's had the hot hand for the Vulcans. It's now Terrell, 11 seconds left on the shot clock. Shaw guarded by Sellers. Pulls the 3 from the corner. Air balls, rebound, Bermudez puts it up and in. Sierra Bermudez with the putback basket. As Sellers, full court heave to Fisher. And that's blocked by Terrell. Bermudez with the rebound. Fisher picks her up full court, but ball now in the hands of Shaw. Crowd getting loud. The band here from Maryland, letting Shaw hear it. Iana Williams now with the ball. And a travel called on Iana Williams. A lot of travels in this game so far. Not something you expect at the college level.
Yeah, we've now seen 23 combined fouls between these two teams. In this one, we see some traveling. We've seen a lot of really sloppy play, things that are easily avoidable from both sides, and albeit the first game of the season, just an exhibition match between these two, but definitely going to be a lot to look for on the film for both sides.
And only 13 turnovers per game from Maryland last year. They already have 9, but Cal only able to have 4 points off turnovers in this game, so the Vulcans not taking advantage of those opportunities as Angel Henry comes in for Nina Shaw. Now a little bit over 2 minutes left here in quarter number 3. McDaniel for Maryland. Take the inbounds pass. Gets it into Sellers. Sellers with 8 points now. 4 of those points coming from the charity stripe. Nelson pulls it from 3. It's in. Riley Nelson with the 3-point shot from Maryland. Riley Nelson has been very impressive. Now shares the team lead with Lavender Briggs at 12 points. Good defense from Emily Fisher on Deja Terrell. Gets it to Henry. Henry drives to the middle of the lane. Nice pass to Williams. Williams with the left. Beautiful basketball from Cal right there. Williams gets the bucket.
Seems like both sides of the offense are really coming together in the second half as we close out the third quarter.
Sellers puts it up, rejected by Deja Terrell. Terrell, the enforcer on defense for Cal, stands at 6'1", really one of the few players on this Cal team that can size-wise compare with Maryland.
Yes, second tallest player on Cal, just outside Jordan Smith, 6'2". Not a lot of height for California and Pennsylvania.
Hawa Dumbuya comes in the game again. 6'7" center, gets the bucket, gets the ball, and is fouled. It looks like she'll go to the free throw line for the first time in this one. So now up 29 points in the third quarter. If you're Brenda Freeze at this point in the game, safe to say that this is a big enough lead to where you can try to work some players in that aren't going to be your top players going into the season. Do you think that's what she's doing now, bringing in Dumbuya, who's had a little bit of playing time, but not a starter?
Yeah, I think what we're seeing a lot in this last couple possessions is Maryland really trying to see what they have in terms of depth. You know exactly what you get with the people coming back. You look at Sellers, Briggs, Alexander, Masonis. But now you want to look into one of your 7 new players on this team. Look at what your freshmen have. Look at what your transfers have, and really see what this team can be when it comes to hitting the road when you go up against those first 2 ranked teams, like we said, in South Carolina and UConn.
3 freshmen on the floor now for Maryland. Summer Bostic, Hawan Dumbuya, and Riley Nelson. Just over 90 seconds left in quarter number 3. Terps on top by 30. Kamaya Williams with the ball. Guarded by Nelson. The defense been so good for Maryland so far, and a travel called. Another travel, this time on Deja Terrell. Another turnover forced. The 12th turnover for the Vulcans. Inbounds pass to Nelson now. The freshman bringing the ball up the court. You got to figure Riley Nelson may compete for starting minutes. Only a freshman, but she's been one of the best players on the court, undoubtedly.
Yeah, I think a small sample size here in this one, but look, she does have 12 points, 3 for 6 from the field, 1 for 1 from behind the arc. There's a reason she was a top 20 player in the country, a 5-star, an All-American. Her resume coming into College Park is incredible, and if she continues her performance in the rest of this game and against East Carolina, we could definitely see her maybe in the starting lineup sometime.
McDaniel aggressive, gets the steal, loses it. Ball loose, back in the hands of Henry. She has Terrell, and Terrell misses it. Rebound Dumbuya, now to Nelson. Maryland pushing the pace to McDaniel, pulls the 3. Nails it, Bree McDaniel. Gets the steal, loses it, and gets the 3 on the next possession.
Terps are catching fire from beyond the arc, now 4 for 9.
Angel Henry with the ball, and we mentioned 0 3-pointers for Maryland in the first half, 4 already in quarter number 3. 40 seconds left in this third quarter. Terrell with the ball, she puts it up from 3, misses. Ball loose, rebound Maryland. Chardon with the ball, pushing the pace. Chardon down the lane, puts up the layup with the left, misses it, gets her own rebound, 24 seconds left. Chardon passes to Dumbuya, pump fake, drives with the right, puts it up, misses. Chardon another offensive rebound, puts it up and in, and a foul. Emma Chardon aggressive on that offensive possession, and a 3-point play for Maryland. Now on top, 67-32. Emma Chardon a chance to make it a 3-point play.
Chardon tore her meniscus in the first game of last season. Did not see much time as a freshman. Just 16 total points, 11 total rebounds. And if you're head coach Brenda Fries, you really want to see what your redshirt sophomore has now in her first full season playing with the Terps.
12 seconds left, quarter number 3. Cal U's last chance in this quarter. Gilliard puts it up, it's short, rebound Chardon. 6 seconds left, McDaniel with the ball, driving down the lane, puts it up with the right, it misses. Loose ball, Nelson puts it up with the play blown dead. I believe a foul on Cal U, that time on Gilliard. So McDaniel will get a chance at the line with just under 3 seconds left in quarter number 3, and in this third quarter, it's been all Terps.
Cal now with 20 total fouls in this game.
So now Bree McDaniel a chance at the line to extend the Terrapin lead. Nails the first one. Maryland outscored Cal in this third quarter, 29-14. The offense coming alive, expanding the offense to the 3-point range. They've nailed 4 threes in this third quarter. McDaniel's second free throw is good as well. Last chance for Cal U. It's Henry, and she doesn't get it off in time. A dominant, and that shot goes in, but past the buzzer. A dominant third quarter for Maryland, on top 70-32 as they head to the fourth quarter. Final quarter of action, here in quarter number 4. Maryland on top by 38 points in the first preseason game for the Terps. Finally, Cal U will start with the ball.
Finally saw Maryland get hot from beyond the arc. They had 4 threes in that third quarter.
McDaniel pushing the pace, puts it up with the left. It's long, rebound. Summer Boston with the rebound. Back to McDaniel, the 3, airballed. Now in the hand of Dumbuya. Puts it up and in. Hawa Dumbuya with the putback.
The whole Maryland bench just got up on their feet for the freshman.
Gilliard with the 3. It misses for Cal. Loose ball. Out of bounds. Maryland possession. That's got to be a great feeling for Hawa Dumbuya to get on the board for the Terps.
Yes, the 6'7" freshman from the Bronx out of Our Lady of Mount Carmel, Maryland.
As we are just in the beginning stages of quarter number 4, back to the third quarter, Maryland outscoring Cal U 31-14. And a big part of that, the 3-point game coming in to a factor for the Terps. Nelson, mid-range, nothing but net. Riley Nelson continues her big game, her first game with the Terps, the freshman. How impressive has she been? I sound like a broken record, but she has been Nothing but excellent for the Terps.
She's been having a sneaky good game besides the scoring, too. 7 rebounds, 3 assists, just 1 turnover in 18 minutes. She's got 14 points, 4 of 7 from the field.
Maryland in quarter number 3, 10 of 19 from the field, 4 of 5 from 3, 7 of 8 from the line. Best quarter of the game so far for Maryland, and for Cal, struggling offensively. 24% from the field, 14% from 3, and only 5 free throw attempts so far, all coming in that third quarter. Can't forget to add that they couldn't get to the line in the first half. Nelson again, that one, the foul on Deja Terrell. So she'll go to the line. Riley Nelson, the freshman. A sensational debut for Nelson. How about this, a plus-minus of 22 in your first college game? That'll work.
I think head coach Brenda Freeze will take that. She'll take it.
Nails the first free throw attempt. Riley Nelson, again, the top recruit of the 2023 recruiting class. 15 points now in this game, and now 16.
Now has
44-point lead.
The lead on the team, tied with Bree McDaniel, 16 points.
Bree McDaniel, as we mentioned, a smaller role last year for Maryland, and she has just played phenomenal. You got to figure, as we mentioned, a bigger role coming into this season, brings the energy, especially defensively. Kamaya Williams driving with the left on Emily Fisher. Pass to Alicia Young, puts it up, it's long. Rebound Emily Fisher, great defense from the freshman. Passes out to Nelson. Now to Sellers, middle of the lane, loose ball, gets it back. No look pass to Masonis on the baseline, and it misses wide.
Spoiled the no look there.
Nelson gets it back on the defensive end. To Chardon, puts it up, puts it in. Riley Nelson with the steal, Chardon with the finish. Riley Nelson putting her name on this game everywhere. Band getting into it now. Nina Shaw in possession for Cal. Passes it out to Gilliard, and a travel on Cal U. And it seems like the Vulcans just overwhelmed to start quarter number 4.
We've seen a lot of times that travels have negated any sort of momentum that the Vulcans have tried to put together. Of course, Maryland's offensive onslaught now as they extend their lead to 46.
Sellers bringing it up for Maryland. 4 new players in the game. Everyone except Nina Shaw subbed out for the Vulcans. Pass inside to Masonis. Handoff to Sellers. Goes with the left, tries to pass it baseline, but it's stolen by Alicia Harris. Maryland now shooting 43% from the field, 44% from the three-point line on only 9 attempts, have converted on 4 of those. Sellers, aggressive defense. Shaw, nowhere to go. Passes inside. Iana Williams, now to Harris. Harris puts it up, Harris puts it in. Nice offense right there from the Vulcans.
You mentioned the Shaw-Sellers matchup. That's 6'2" versus 5'4" there, so Sellers with an obvious defensive advantage there.
Nelson pulls it from 3. Why not? It's in! Riley Nelson continues her great day. And she's not breaking a sweat. No emotion in her face. She's locked in. Now a 47-point game. Just under 7 minutes left in this one. Williams passed inside to Jordan Smith. Picked up by Chardon. Smith puts it up with the right. Just short. Rebound. Maryland. Sellers, full court heave to Masonis, loses it, passes it inbounds, knocked away by Cal U. It'll remain Terps' possession. And for the first time today for Maryland, Mary Serene checks in the freshman to this game for Faith Masonis.
Freshman guard, Pennsylvania native from Wayne, 2-time MVP of Radnor varsity, had a knee injury in her junior year playoff run. It's a couple players on this roster who have this such.
Beautiful basketball. Nelson with the finish. This has turned to the Riley Nelson game.
Nelson now on the brink of 20 points. She's got it now at 21.
Cal trying to get anything they can going here in the fourth quarter. And another steal for Riley Nelson. And like clockwork, it's in. Riley Nelson, only a freshman. I think she's going to get a lot of playing time this year.
We're talking about whether or not we thought she could play her way into a starting role. I think if she has another strong performance like this one today, it's definitely a possibility.
To Smith, rebound Mary Serene. 17 points off turnovers from Maryland. To Cal U's 4 points off turnovers. Sellers with the layup attempt, misses, gets her own rebound and is fouled on the putback.
Sellers just 2 for 8 on the day so far. Has made 4 of 5 free throws for her 8 points, but we've talked a lot about Nelson and how she's exploded onto the scene today, but Sellers having a quiet game offensively.
Macy Sardone checking in for the first time for Cal U, the freshman from Homer City, Pennsylvania. Riley Nelson getting a standing ovation as she heads to the bench. What a game for the freshman. Arguably the player of the game up to this point. Sensational job from the freshman. Now Sellers at the line for Maryland. Up and in. Jakia Brown-Turner coming in for Nelson.
You got to think Nelson's got to put other Big Ten teams on watch with their performance here today.
How about the whole country? Forget the Big Ten. How about the whole country? Sellers' second attempt is good from the charity stripe. Maryland now 23 of 27 from the line.
I guess when you have as high expectations as Maryland, you got to take the whole country into perspective.
Absolutely. Bermudez with the ball for Cal. Brown-Turner on the defense. Full court pass in the corner to Williams. And another travel called. I've lost count of how many travels have been called in this game.
Another travel by the Vulcans, but can we talk about how nice of a pass that was? Little swing cross court in between defenders.
Beautiful pass. Nonetheless, a turnover. Maryland, another opportunity on offense. 5.5 minutes left in this game. Chardon on the inside. Loses the ball. Still in possession of Maryland. Chardon's been very aggressive in this second half. We saw her get a few buckets in the third quarter. Another big body for Maryland as she subbed out for Bree McDaniel. Emma Chardon, originally from Switzerland. So Maryland going to all parts of the world to build this roster. Inbound pass to McDaniel. It's an easy bucket for Bree McDaniel. What a game she's having.
And you mentioned Chardon was with the Swiss national team since she was 15.
Fair to say she was a prodigy of sorts.
A lot of European basketball talent emerging.
Jakia Brown-Turner with the steal, bringing it up for the Terps. Sellers wanted it. Brown-Turner keeps it, puts it up with the left, and it's short. Rebound Bermudez. 55-point game, just under 5 minutes left in quarter number 4. Bermudez, they're going to call travel on her. Almost a carry, but they call the travel instead. It's all Terps here in College Park. 55-point lead, less than 5 minutes left. As we mentioned, this team hungry for another big run in March.
Yeah, I think that is going to be a big matchup coming up. You go against another team that did make it to the tournament like yourselves, the real first test they have before they open their season.
And in this second half, Maryland outscoring Cal 50-16, and in the fourth quarter, 19-2. Only 2 points for Cal in this final quarter.
And obviously, California, PA, not the type of caliber team that Maryland will be playing for the rest of its season, but still an early indication of some success to be had for the Terps.
And for Cal U, they are a very good Division II team.
They are.
This is not to downplay that at all. They are a fantastic team over the past decade or so. Jess Strom doing a tremendous job as the head coach of the Vulcans. But Maryland, just a different breed. Jakia Brown-Turner to take the inbounds pass. Sellers to receive it. 4:51 left in this one. Sellers to Fisher. Fisher drives with the left down the lane, puts it up, misses long. And a jump ball called. Possession arrow in Maryland's favor. It'll stay with the Terps.
Nice little floater there by the freshman Fisher. Was unable to get it to go, but good defensive awareness to corral the rebound.
A few more substitutions here for Cal PA. It'll be Olivia Huffman and Emily Noer coming in. Jordan Smith and Alicia Harris subbed out. You figure that'll be their last playing time of this game. Now just important for Coach Strom to get as many players involved in the final minutes of this game.
Maryland on an 11-0 run in the last 2.5 minutes.
Jakia Brown-Turner fouled on the inbounds pass, put up the shot, will go to the line. Again, the NC State transfer, one of the best transfers in the country. Coach Free is able to get her from the Wolfpack. Figures to be a big part of this team. I feel like I've said that about so many players, though. This team just so loaded, so much depth. Going to be a fun season here in College Park. Brown-Turner's first free throw up and in.
We mentioned it earlier on in the broadcast. Brown-Turner is on the Miller Award watch list for the best small forward in all of women's basketball. Great career at NC State with the Wolfpack. An Elite Eight, a Sweet 16 appearance. Started all 32 games last year for them.
And just as we say that, she subbed out for Zen Nueko, her first action here in this game. 5'6" guard, freshman from Bowie, Maryland. Actually played her high school ball in Texas at Plano Senior, and now in College Park. It is a 57-point lead for the Terps, 91-34. Final 4.5 minutes of action here from College Park. Iana Williams goes with the left, puts it up. It's long, rebound McDaniel. She has been everywhere for the Terps in this one. Bree McDaniel Now in the hands of Sellers. Foul called on the floor. Bree McDaniel so far in this game, though, 18 points, 6 of 9 from the field, 5 of 5 from the charity stripe. Also 6 rebounds to her name as well in 15 minutes. Just a great day for Bree McDaniel.
That is a very, very good stat line in that amount of time for the sophomore guard.
And speaking of, Bree McDaniel fouled. She'll go to the charity stripe with an opportunity to extend this lead. 18 points in 15 minutes. That's what we call very good in the industry.
5 for 5 from the free throw line, too, as she looks to go 7 for 7. Shot around a 64% clip from the stripe last season.
Also considered very good in the industry. She's just having a great game. Nice job. You jinxed her. Hope you're proud of yourself. That's on you.
That's the announcer's jinx. If you never had one, it happens.
For all the Maryland fans, blame Brian Melanson for ruining that. She nails the second one. Well, there goes my mood.
I'm fine. If you're going to ruin the last 4 minutes of the broadcast with that, okay.
Unbelievable.
I'll be thinking about that on the car ride home.
68-point lead now. No, excuse me, 58-point lead. I can't do math. Under 4 minutes left, 92-34 lead for the Terps. Bermudez, blocked by Fisher. Nice defense from the freshman. Brings it up court with the left. Fisher, pass to McDaniel, puts it up, fouled, and one! Bree McDaniel! An opportunity at a three-point play. What a day for the sophomore.
Not going to say anything this time.
I'd expect nothing less out of her. Bree McDaniel, a chance at a three-point play. She now has 21 on the day. Nails it. 22 points now, courtesy of Brian Melanson, knowing his lane. 61-point lead for the Terps, 95-34. Bermudez with the ball. Bree McDaniels playing the D. You can hear her from the announcer's booth and a travel. Bree McDaniel doing it all for Maryland.
We've talked a lot about how Nelson, maybe the player of the game, Bree McDaniel right there with her, stat-wise.
So many
great performance today.
So many great players for Maryland today in this first preseason game. Will clearly be a win for the Terps. Up 61. Fisher, it's up and in. Emily Fisher gets on the board. Nice job by the freshman, Emily Fisher. Cal, at this point, just trying to see if they can get anything going on offense. Obviously going to lose this game as that ball's out of bounds, stays with the Vulcans. But the most important thing, get some type of positive momentum, something that Coach Strom can look back at and say, you know what, we did X, Y, and Z good. Here's what we have to improve, though. But at this point, it's been very hard offensively for the Vulcans to get anything going as Sellers and McDaniel come out of the game. Another standing ovation for the two stars of the Terps.
Well, I think when you talk about things you need to work on for the Vulcans, look at that, their three-point shooting, just 2 for 14. They do have 4 for 5 on free throws, but 5 free throws definitely not enough.
A jump ball, possession arrow, favor the Vulcans. Under 3 minutes now left in this game. Williams puts it up with the right, rims in and out, loose ball, rebound, no air. She gets it, and Dumbuya just sends her to the mat. So Nowhere will go to the line. I mean, that's just an unfair ask. If you're Nowhere, Dumbuya at 6'7", how do you even get that shot off?
6'7" from the Bronx, bringing that New York state of mind to College Park.
Nowhere at the line. First free throw, up and in. Emily Nowhere, 5'10", freshman from Chardon, Ohio. Scored over 1,000 career points in her high school career. Was a Division I All-Ohio team honorable mention last year. Hits both free throws. Mary Serene now a chance on the offensive end for Maryland. Another freshman for the Terps. Nueco, pass inside, Dumbuya. Waved off though, it's a travel. Nice move from Dumbuya, it's waved off. Another turnover for the Terrapins.
And every time Dumbuya gets the ball in the paint, the entire Maryland bench gets on its feet.
21 turnovers for Cal, 13 for the Terps. 34 total turnovers today in this game. Pass inside, Sardone to Huffman. Rebound Maryland, loose ball now. Back in the hands of Noair. And she'll get another chance at the line. Another foul on Maryland. Looked like Nueco had it in her hands but just lost possession. So Emily Noair a chance at the free throw line.
Maryland foul, number 15, Zen Waco. That's her second team foul. At the line for Cal UA, Emily Noah.
Where's first free throw? Up and in.
Something to note, all 5 Maryland Terps on the court right now are freshmen.
Sign of good things to come in the future for the Terps. Nowhere misses the second one. Rebound Boston. In the hands of Emily Fisher now. 2 minutes, 15 seconds left in this game. A commanding win for the Terps, who will face East Carolina next weekend. Boston to Nueco. Foul called on the floor. Zen Nueco, as we mentioned, played her high school basketball in Texas. She'll appears at the free throw line for the Terps. Originally from Bowie. A chance to get her name in the scoring book for Maryland. Misses the first one. And just another little factoid on these freshmen. Mary Serene has 7 siblings. I personally had 1.
I have 0.
That was a lot. Second free throw misses for Nueco, loose ball. Rebound, Sardone for Cal.
Speaking of fun fact, Dumbuya knows how to speak French.
Look at that. Dumbuya, right on cue. Nueco with the ball now. Final 2 minutes left in this one. Dumbuya wide open, puts it up, fouled on the attempt. She'll go to the line. I just can't get over 7 siblings. A touchdown worth of siblings. Like, one was a lot as a kid. I don't know how Mary Serene did it.
Not quite Phillip Rivers numbers, but
true.
That is a lot.
How many kids does he have?
I believe it's 11.
It's a lot of kids. Dumbuya at the line. Nails the first one. 98-37 the score. Maryland shooting percentage up now to 46%, 50% from 3, 5 of 10 from three-point land. Dumbuya nails 2 of 2 in this final 2 minutes of the fourth quarter. She has 4 points now, and that ball out of bounds, just a miscue from Cal. It'll be Maryland ball.
Cal 0 for its last 7, no field goals in the last 5.5 minutes as we enter the last 2 minutes of this one.
Just a frustrating fourth quarter for Cal. Serene with the ball, top of the key, guarded by Angel Henry. Trying to get something going in this last 90 seconds. Nueco drives, puts it up with the right. It's long, rebound Williams. Maryland 1 point away from the century mark. Cal at 37, 62-point game. Sardone thought about it. Pass back out to Nowhere from 3. It's short. Rebound Fisher. Nice job boxing out there on the low block. Serene pushing the pace. Full court heave to Dumbuya. It gets loose. Nueco now. She loses it. Sardone in possession for Cal. Nowhere. Pass to Williams. Williams back to Nowhere. Angel Henry with the ball. Floater. Misses. Rebound Terrapins in the final minute. She's got Bostic down court. Bostic puts it up and in with the left. And Maryland has reached the century mark, now at 101 points.
We weren't quite sure exactly what this Maryland offense would have early, a little sloppy out of the gates, but firing all cylinders, especially in the second half.
Another turnover, Bostic, full court heat. Mary Serene puts it up, Mary Serene puts it in. The bench goes crazy. Mary Serene with the bucket. She can't help but smile. Everyone losing their minds here for Maryland. Brenda Freese even laughing on the bench. What a successful day for the Terrapins. 20 seconds left. Maryland going to get the win. Last chance for Cal to put points up. Dumbuya has other thoughts. And Maryland will hold it here and get the first win of the preseason. The final score, 103-37. Dominance, to say the least, from Maryland. As the clock strikes 0. What a
चल के बा